Episode 15 of Unpopular Opinion. I am your host, as always, Mika Gat, joined along my weekly panelists of Ayush, Mr. Kyle Pucci on my left. On my right, I have three very special guests, Mr. Will Dummer, Mr. John Window, and we got Mr. Mason. See, I always do the last one special. Let's start off with the big game we have this upcoming Sunday, the Puppy Bowl. It's not the Puppy Bowl, it's the Super Bowl.
Oh, good one. We're all laughing so hard.
It worked the first time, and it worked the second time.
Oh my God,
let's get your predictions for who wins the game, who wins MVP, and what do we think the score is going to look like. Mason, how about you start off?
I got the Chiefs in this game. Two juggernaut offenses with tons of weapons. And I just think the game's going to be high scoring, obviously. Too many weapons on the Chiefs offense, and they're going to pull this one out.
Good point. Ayush, what do you think?
I agree with Mason. The Chiefs' offense is insane. Tyreek Hill dropped 200 yards on them in the first quarter last time they played. I think Tyreek Hill won't have that much of an impact, but Kansas City's defense is really underrated. I think they hold Brady to 20 points or less.
Oh my.
Kyle, wait your turn. God damn it.
Kyle's a bit biased because of
whatever. That's just an awful take. Terrible.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, well,
I'm with Kyle on this one.
Can we please wait our turn?
I'm with Kyle on this one.
Kansas City's gonna win.
Brady's not putting up 20 points in a Super Bowl.
Kansas City's winning this 38-20.
Can we please wait our turns? Thank you, Ayush. Wait your turns. We're doing the introductions, and then we can argue. Just wait your turn.
Okay, tell me when.
No. You wait. Jono, go.
Yeah, I also agree with Mason and Ayush. Although I want Tampa Bay to win it, I have the Chiefs winning it just because I think that I have more great players than the Buccaneers do. The Bucs are probably deeper than the Chiefs are, but great players make great plays, and great plays win Super Bowls. I got the Chiefs covering the spread.
Oh yeah, baby.
38-31.
All right. I'll go Kyle last. We'll go ahead.
Best for last. That's right.
Buccaneers are taking this one. My X factor in this game, Ronald Jones. I think the run game is going to be huge. I think they gotta run the clock down a little bit. They can't just let the Chiefs control possession all game. It's going to be a big game, I think. Antonio Brown has a good day. He's going to be on the Chiefs' third cornerback, and I think the run game is going to be huge for Tampa Bay. I think they'll just barely slow down Patrick Mahomes enough to pull this one out.
Kyle, what do you think? Because everybody wants to know.
Who's going to win the game? Tampa.
Wrong.
Tampa's going to win. Shut up, Ayush.
Wrong,
oh, you're just wrong. You're always incorrect. And
Who said Neesmith was a good player? That wasn't me.
Shut up. We'll get to that at another point. Tampa's going to win this game because they have the greatest player in sports history, Mr. Tom Brady, the guy number 12 on Tampa. You guys know the Chiefs are going to be down 3 starting offensive linemen in this game, and that Tampa Bay pass rush is ferocious. And I get the point with they got Kelsey, they got Hill, I think Edwards-Helaire is also pretty good, obviously, but Tampa was number 1 in stopping the run, and I just think that they're going to learn a lesson from that first game. I know Tyreek Hill had 200 yards in the first quarter. It's also because the Bucs corner had a 50-pound diaper below his pants. It just was so bad. He was just terrible. And then if you look at the second half of that game, they started to put double coverage on Kelsey, double coverage on Hill, and then all of a sudden Mahomes couldn't really score. So
I don't think garbage time.
Oh my God! Tell him to wait his turn, right?
How long is his opening statement was 30 seconds? You've been going for a minute.
Yeah, because his was just garbage.
that doesn't matter. You all have an equal amount of talking time. That doesn't matter.
Anyway, Tampa in home field advantage will be an advantage. And my sleeper in this game, Jason Pierre-Paul will be the sleeper in this game.
Fans. That's not enough.
Jason Pierre-Paul will have either 2 or more sacks. Mark my words. He is the X factor.
Mark my words. Jason Pierre-Paul will have 0 sacks.
See, now you can counter. Now go ahead and talk all the crap you want.
Kyle's basically wrong again.
You mean I was wrong when I picked them to go to the Super Bowl beginning of the year? Who'd you pick? The Saints? That who you picked?
I got the Chiefs right.
Oh yeah, that was such an easy pick.
Hey, you're the one that.
Okay, let's ask the non-two people that are fighting over here. Do you guys agree more with him or him? Which one? The one that's yelling more, or the one that's yelling less?
Definitely.
About what?
About who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
Buccaneers.
Yeah, Tampa.
All right, well, let me go with my pick, because I also like to throw my pick in. First, I'm just going to counter what Will said. You think the X factor is Ronald Jones. In the playoffs so far against the Washington football team, Saints, and the Packers, the lead back was Leonard Fournette. It was not Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones is the better player, but in the playoffs, because Ronald Jones has been a little banged up, it's going to be Leonard Fournette leading that backfield.
No.
All that being said, Chiefs are going to win that game because nobody's going to stop. First, you get Andy Reid 2 weeks to prep for that game. That's just...
Gave Tom
That's not the
Brady
reason they're gonna win.
That's not...
Gave Tom Brady 2 weeks.
Andy-
Hey, listen to Mason. Listen to Mason.
Andy Reid's
That's
not
a
the
good
reason they
point.
win the game.
I'm pretty sure...
Okay, so does the other team. They also get 2
Yeah,
weeks.
you're right. Bruce Arians, one of the best head coaches in the
Okay, cool.
NFL.
We got Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Andy
It's Tom
Reid is
Brady.
too
Brady's their head
unpredictable.
coach.
He's
Oh my
too
God.
unpredictable.
Give me a
Andy Reid
break.
could honestly do another Philadelphia special for all we know. Kansas City special. He might just like put Patrick Mahomes as like a running back.
Oh wow,
Easily.
that's such a good
And
idea.
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to be, I don't think Tom Brady's going to score under 20, but there's no way that Patrick Mahomes, they might even get down. I think that the Bucks might even go to like a 24-17 lead. What happened against the Niners last year in the Super Bowl? The best defense in football. No one can stop
Yeah,
them.
well, I'll tell you what
Yeah,
happened.
Niners
Pat
are much
Mahomes,
better.
Pat Mahomes was terrible in that game. You're lucky that you had Jimmy Garoppolo as their quarterback. You would have lost the game if it weren't for him overthrowing Emmanuel Sanders about 10 yards down
That's
the field.
not true. There were still 4 minutes left in the game. They
Did you
would've been
see
down by 3.
the plays that Pat Mahomes made in the Super Bowl? First of all, he threw 2 picks.
I'm not
and
saying he
then-
played well. I'm
One
just
was a
saying
drop.
you don't know if he would.
What?
One was a drop by Tyreek.
No, it wasn't a drop. And then he just threw like.
was a
Watched
drop.
it today. It
It
was
was
on
a
my
drop.
Instagram feed.
Okay, how about those 2 interceptions that he threw?
How about
Literally,
the
One of them was a drop. Mason just said that.
he had 2 picks in that game. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he
Yes,
did.
and one of them was a
Pat
drop.
Mahomes was so bad in that game. Like he won the Super by default because Garoppolo was terrible.
Yeah, I know everybody at home, make sure to tune in next week when we recap this game because one of us is going to be eating a lot of garbage. I guarantee you that. I know that. That is definitely hard.
Ayush always eats garbage. So do you.
Kyle, Patrick Mahomes just torched the Bills with turf toe and a concussion just like 2 weeks
Bills
or
kinda
yeah,
suck,
2
though.
weeks ago.
He did.
Do the Bills
Okay, he was
have
clear
Aaron
to
Gonna do the
Donald?
same thing.
Do
clear
the
to play the
Bills
game,
have
right?
Jalen Ramsey? No, they don't.
They have a top
Neither
5
do the
defense
Bucks.
still.
So
They
do the
don't have
so
Aaron
do the
Donald, they
Bucks.
don't have
The
Jalen
Bucks have a
Ramsey.
top 5 defense.
No,
they have
they
the number
don't.
1 rushing.
Are you kidding me?
Have you watched them in the
Dude, I
playoffs?
could throw for 300 yards against that pass defense.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. They made Aaron Rodgers look like an average quarterback when he threw for basically 50
Brady had
touchdowns.
3 interceptions in that game.
Rodgers does it by
Okay,
himself in the
okay,
playoffs.
thanks. Good point, Mika. Brady had 3 second-half interceptions. They still found a way to beat the Packers.
That's because
Like,
Rodgers is not it.
So you really think Brady can beat Mahomes in a shootout?
I don't know why I
Yes.
just mentioned Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey. I thought they were on the Buccaneers for
You
some
did?
weird reason.
Did you actually?
No, I didn't. I just totally blanked for some odd reason.
Awesome. Thanks for letting us know, Will. We'll make sure to keep that in mind.
I don't know how you
Just wanted to
don't
clear
think-
that up.
I don't know how
I
you
don't
don't
think
think
Aaron
that-
Donald is on the Rams. Or on
The
the
only reason I'm giving the Buccaneers a chance to win this game is because of Tom Brady. If
Dude,
it-
I don't know
that's the
how
only
you
reason.
don't think the Chiefs' offensive line injury just not going to affect the game. The
I don't
Bucks
think
are the
I-
best pass rush other than the Rams in football.
No,
they're-
it's Pittsburgh. Are you kidding me? Bucky free
Dude, they
Hayward,
played
TJ Watt.
no one. I use Pittsburgh. They were such
They
frauds.
play the
That
NFC. They
defense-
play the AFC North.
Pittsburgh has an
3
insane
teams from that
pass
division made
rush.
the
Because
playoffs.
the Steelers were such frauds. That defense.
I'm not saying
I'm
they
not-
weren't. I'm just saying that pass rush is insane.
They didn't have a good pass.
They-
On the
rush.
defensive
played
end.
a
They should
bunch
have been
of crappy
11-0,
teams.
but they had one of the best defenses in football, and I don't
They
think
just
anybody's
played a bunch of
gonna do that.
crappy teams.
And they had
Freaking
good
the Browns
targets
hung
on offense.
45 on them in the playoffs. They're not good.
Okay, that's Big Ben's fault. I mean, Big
Well,
Ben-
also
seriously,
one of
they-
those was a long snap, first play of the game, so that's already taken 1 touchdown
All
away.
right, so that's 38 points. It's
And
not
he also
better
threw
than
3
Mika. Like,
interceptions.
Mika, you want
It's
to
not the
remind me how many
defense fault.
times Rodgers was pressured in the divisional game against the Rams? Can you remind me how many times he was sacked?
A couple of times.
He was basically pressured like I think 8 times in the game according to the Pro Football Focus.
Oh, my bad.
It-
The best offensive lineman in football gets
Yeah,
an
it's-
ACL tear in week 17, and you just expect them to just step up and guard Aaron Donald. Great one.
They did.
yeah, they did block him.
Yeah,
they had
exactly.
8 pressures in the game.
Well, to be fair, Aaron Donald's also.
Yeah, Aaron Donald's
Exactly.
banged
And
up.
what
Words
the-
just
what the-
locked down Aaron Donald.
What did the
Yeah.
Bucks do? What did the Bucks do to that offensive line? in the NFC Championship game.
Oh, they killed him.
Rodgers was sacked 6 times. What do you think is going to happen in this game when the Chiefs are down 3 starting offensive linemen, including the left tackle who's a first overall
Mahomes
pick?
is gonna scramble out of the pocket.
Yeah.
Took one up the Reek.
okay.
Throw a rifle to Reek down.
I
we
trust Pat
we said
Mahomes
the
more than I
same thing
trust
about
Brady.
Rodgers too. He
Well,
always
Rodgers
goes
is like
outside
10
the
times
box.
worse than Mahomes. Like, Rodgers is nowhere near him.
Stop it. Please stop it.
You know we're not gonna do this right now because that's not what the question is.
Oh my god.
You know what? Let's talk about a better question.
Oh, but he says I'm wrong about everything.
Who's gonna win the coin flip? You guys heard some of the bets that they're doing for some of these? Like, who's gonna win the coin flip? The color of the Gatorade?
Is the weekend gonna have a wardrobe change?
Yeah.
I think so. I think at least
He's
one.
putting $7 million into this, and you think he's not gonna change his?
I saw proof that they're putting tape on their face.
$7 million of his
they're
own
putting
money.
tape on their face.
$19 million total. You think he's not gonna change his outfit? What does that cost? $30?
He's got like a
Well, if you're
$1 million
putting $7 million, can we split that with me, please? I very much need that money.
I don't gamble, but if I was gambling, I'd be putting money on that. I'd be hammering that over on the wardrobe change.
I wouldn't put money on the Gatorade bath because
And
that's
then,
the hardest one.
you know what my brother was telling me last night? His friend saw them making the Gatorade last year.
Hey, story
And then
time.
he told my friends to bet on it. They all made $100.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's what I like to hear. All right, well, that's enough for the Super Bowl. I think next week we're going to be able to either get put in our place, one of us, or 2 of us. We'll see. Or maybe we'll see. But let's talk about another NFL headline that shocked the NFL landscape this week. The huge trade for one of the best quarterbacks in football on probably the worst ever football team, the Detroit Lions, the factory of sadness. That's Cleveland. That's false.
The factory of suck.
Yeah, well, there's a factory of ruining careers, pretty much.
Worst organization in sports.
Yeah,
I agree with
agreed.
Yeah.
One of them.
Well,
But
maybe
yeah.
the Knicks. The Knicks are a little bit worse. But, yeah. So, he got traded to the Los Angeles Rams in return for Jared Goff, who just ended his career pretty much, and a bunch of first-round picks. So, who won the trade? Let's start off. Let's mix up the order a little bit. Let's go with Will.
The Rams just made a huge mistake. The Lions killed them in that trade.
Oh my god.
Jared Goff is a perfectly respectable NFL QB. Matt Stafford is not going to take them to a Super Bowl. Matt Stafford is just not good enough to take them to a Super Bowl.
I agree with half of that.
By the way, guys, Kyle's in timeout.
They made that trade purely to make themselves contenders, and it didn't work. Matt Stafford is just not good enough
Oh,
for
that
that.
is horrendous.
Okay, Kyle, you have to go next after that.
Oh, you are so
Do you really think
wrong.
Matt
gave up
Stafford
way
can take him to
too
the
much.
Super Bowl?
Matt Stafford is on a loaded team, Mason.
Brandon Cooks and Robert Woods.
They have the best.
Has Matt
defense.
Stafford ever been to the
Rams in the
playoffs?
Super
He,
Bowl.
what?
Yeah, he did
He's been on the
2016.
worst team in
Has he ever
NFL
won a
history.
playoff
He had
game?
Calvin
Did he win a-
Johnson, all
did he
right?
win a
Let's
game
not
that
act like he
year?
never
Did
had
Barry
anybody.
Sanders ever win a
He
playoff
has
game?
some weapons now.
Barry Sanders
A
tried
little
when he was
bit.
30.
Okay, Barry Sanders was the greatest running back to ever step on a football field. And he never,
Debatable.
No, it's fact.
No,
He's the best
we will-
running back.
okay, we'll
Tommy
do-
Walter Payton. I didn't say
It's
that.
Emmitt Smith, but
No,
we're getting
wasn't.
5 topics away
Oh
from
my
where we are. Kyle,
Oh
give
my
me your
God, Give me a
answer.
break. The Rams obviously won the trade.
Oh my
Matthew
God.
Stafford is such a better quarterback than Jared Goff. It's just such. It's not opinion, fact. He's
First round
so,
picks are also extremely
Who, the
valuable.
Rams don't care about first round picks. They're trying.
That's respectable.
They're trying to
They
win
gave up
now.
2 future firsts and a
They
third.
don't care about the future. That's
When
what
this
you guys don't
investment doesn't
understand.
work, they're going to be without 2 firsts and a third round
You
pick.
don't understand it. They're trying to win now. They
And
don't
it's not
care
going to work.
about
That's
the
my point.
future.
Matt Stafford is just not good enough.
It's not Jared
Matt
Goff is the only
Stafford
reason they lose.
Just not good enough.
Their team is though.
The Rams are really good.
The Rams
are
are
a really good team. Matt
Goff
Stafford
is terrible.
just not good enough.
He's an awful quarterback.
Order! Relax. We're doing opening statements. We haven't
Oh
even
my
started
God.
to argue yet.
Sean McVay is one of the
Jared
best
Goff took
coaches.
them to a Super Bowl.
Why do you think Jared Goff looks like a good quarterback?
Kyle,
Under Sean McVay.
Wait a second for everybody to
Wait,
say who
you
they
told
think
me
is
it was
the
my
one.
turn?
Yes, but you started to scream at every single human being at this
No,
table.
they actually started interrupting me. So I
Kyle,
started
stop
screaming.
being fine.
believe you think
No,
the Rams are now
Mason,
Super Bowl
please
contenders.
just
They
tell us.
are Super. They were already Super Bowl contenders
That
with
is
Goff.
a joke. Didn't they lose in the second round?
Oh my God, Aaron Donald.
Or
Was,
they
they
the sixth
lost
seed?
to the Packers
They
in
beat the
Lambeau.
Seahawks. Would be the worst defense in the NFL.
Oh really?
Yes.
Really the worst defense.
That's
in
the
there,
second half
up
of the
there.
year.
They're really
how,
bad.
How were they in the second half of the year? How were they?
They have been bad all year. They're just a bad unit.
How'd they make
Top
Russell
three.
Wilson
They're
look?
just
How was
a
the Rams
bad unit.
defense against Russell Wilson? How
What?
were they?
What?
How was the Rams defense against Russell Wilson?
I don't know. I didn't.
I don't know. Great answer.
I don't
That's a fantastic
study up on
answer.
that
Kyle,
game. I just
Matthew
know the
Stafford
Rams
isn't
won.
going to change a single thing for the Rams.
Yeah, he is. He's on such a better team. Why do you
Who cares?
How do you blame Matthew
He's not
Stafford
that
for
much
having?
better than Goff.
Have you ever
He's not
seen?
that much
Have you
better than
ever
Goff.
seen the head coaches Matthew Stafford has had? He's never been on a
Jim
good team.
Caldwell's the
Kyle,
best coach he's ever had.
Kyle, he said
Yeah,
better.
top
Thank
three
you,
wide
thank you,
receiver
Mika.
ever.
Jim
Kyle.
Caldwell's the best coach he's ever had.
He said Marvin Jones Jr., Kenny Galladay, Calvin Johnson, all these guys. The best receiving is Robert.
because those guys other than Calvin Johnson are such good
Kenny
receivers.
Kenny Galladay is a very good
Kenny
receiver.
Galladay's a
No,
top 50
Kenny Galladay is a
receiver.
very good
wow.
receiver.
Kenny
Top 10.
Galladay.
Top 15 receivers. So
Robert
so
Woods is not.
good.
All right,
Robert
let's
Four
Woods
wide
is not
receivers
name
of all
10
time.
receivers
Oh my
better
God,
than him.
that's
Name
so
10 receivers
bad.
better than him.
All right, wait. Let's just stop and let's let Mason talk before
Oh
we
my
all
God.
scream at each
I
other.
I want to hear
I
him name
can't
10
wait.
receivers better than Kenny Galladay.
I can't
Will,
wait to finish.
we will wait a minute before. No, you can wait until
Let him name 10 receivers better than Kenny
Kenny
Galladay.
Galladay, Marvin Jones better than Robert Woods and Cooper
Yes,
Kupp.
it's not that close.
They're tied.
Like, are you kidding me right
The
now?
Lions suck. Nobody's saying the Lions are good.
Lions are the
but they have
losingest
pretty
team
good
in the
receivers.
history of
Their receivers
football.
are fine. What?
They have always wasted Matthew Stafford's career.
Yes.
He isn't the reason why they suck every year. They suck
Okay.
because they're the Lions.
Well, he's never taken them far.
How is that his fault?
Because he should have gone somewhere at this point in his career.
At least one playoff win.
If I was
At
on a
least
team with
one.
a
At least
robot as a
one
head coach,
playoff
I don't
win.
think
At
I'd.
least
You
one
think
playoff
a
win.
guy who's never won a playoff game? How old is he now?
First of all, he got
Everybody know how old
first
he
of
is.
all, he got robbed against.
33.
First of all, he got
Megatron
robbed against the
replay.
Cowboys.
A now
in 2014.
33-year-old who's never won a playoff game is going to take his new team to a Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
because Jared Goff is such a better quarterback. He was good. He was a product of
Don't
Sean
be saying
McVay.
Jared Goff is better.
You literally just said Jared Goff is a good,
I
respectable
said
quarterback.
he's respectable.
No,
I didn't
He's
say
not respectable. He's
respectable.
terrible.
He's terrible.
so bad.
Jared
He's
Goff
awful.
is fine.
He's oh my god. What the
Jared
hell?
Goff isn't
What are
that
we
bad.
doing here?
Jared Goff
Honestly,
isn't
That's a great question, Kyle.
Jared Goff is
Mason, please talk before I throw something at either Will or Kyle.
I agree with Will. I think the Lions definitely won this trade, but I don't think they're gonna do anything with it just because they suck so bad every year.
Thanks for making my point, Mason.
Okay.
I don't think Stafford's good enough to take the Rams to the Super Bowl.
You can argue both teams won.
God.
Or you
Well,
can
you
argue
went
the
first.
Lions won. You can't argue that the Rams won that trade.
They did win the
They
trade.
did.
I'm not
I think
arguing it.
both
They
teams
did
did.
win the trade.
All right, Jono, go ahead.
I mean, I don't necessarily think any team totally lost the trade, but I definitely think the Lions got the better end of it. Stafford wanted out anyway. It was kind of inevitable he was going to be leaving, and they got Goff and good draft capital, 2 first rounders and a second rounder. You can't ask for anything better than that. And then with the Rams, I mean, Sean McVay is top 5 coach, and so I think he can definitely do something with Stafford. But until then, I have the Lions winning this trade, but maybe the Rams can make it to a conference championship.
Yush, what do you think?
I think both teams lost. So,
That wasn't a question, but okay. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, as Mason said, the Lions just mess up everything. I mean, those first-round picks are probably going to become busts.
They hired Dan. Who's their new head coach?
Campbell, the
They hired
former
Dan-
tight ends coach of the
Yeah.
New
They
Orleans Saints.
hired Dan Campbell as their head coach.
This New Orleans Saints, by the way, I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This New Orleans Saints.
And, I mean, Matthew Stafford's not going to lead the Rams anywhere. I mean, I think they're going to be worse than Washington this year.
Oh my God, dude!
Yeah.
You're just.
That's not a good take.
Yeah. Okay. all
That's
right.
not a good take.
All right, so let me throw in my opinion. I think that I kind of agree with kind of everybody, even Kyle. I honestly think that what Kyle said was a bit ridiculous. Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff are comparable, but Stafford is better. You can't say player to player why Stafford is better. And Sean McVay is the best quarterback-friendly head coach in the NFL of every coach in the NFL.
Andy Reid. I would argue that
He doesn't. He has
I
Pat
don't,
would
Mahomes.
argue it.
I don't think so.
The
I don't
offense
think
that
so.
Andy Reid
I would
runs-
take McVay over him.
The offense that Andy Reid runs for Patrick Mahomes makes it
Who's
so
Okay,
better,
it's
Alex
easy
Smith or
when
Jared
you-
Goff? Alex Smith or Jared Goff? Alex Smith when he was on the Chiefs or Jared Goff on the Rams?
Alex Smith.
Okay, so those are better players, and he's doing just as well in Washington. Jared Goff was.
He's not doing just as
easy
well.
when you
Just wait till you see Jared Goff in Detroit.
When you have Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce,
Andy
and Pat
Reid,
Mahomes,
Andy
I
Reid's
hope you can have a
offense
good
makes it
offense.
so easy for Patrick Mahomes to succeed.
So you don't think Pat Mahomes would succeed anywhere else?
I think he has it easiest in Kansas City.
So you're saying that Rodgers is a better player than Mahomes, pretty much, because Rodgers has succeeded in
How are
McCarthy's
we onto
system
Rodgers?
and
Where did
LaFleur.
Rodgers-
He's
Where's
saying he
Rodgers
could throw a
from?
touchdown on the Chiefs.
I didn't. Okay, that was a joke. That was that was a joke.
Okay.
No, it
Well,
wasn't.
the
And
point
if it
is,
was a touch pass to Tyreek Hill, I could.
yeah, the point is, I think both teams won this trade. Both teams, what they wanted, they got out of this trade. The Jared Goff was signed to a long-term contract, a 5-year deal that didn't look that great after the way he played in the playoffs and even during the regular season. And they got a new quarterback in that system. And and they have still one of the best defenses in football, and a fully healthy Aaron Donald might have beaten the Packers. You never know. Probably not, but you never know. And, I mean...
Works had him on lock.
Would have at least had a better shot.
Yeah, so I'm not saying that team is a Super Bowl team, but they have a better chance to make it. And for Detroit, I don't know what to expect out of the Lions, because Kenny Galladay is leaving. He's a free agent.
Marvin Jones is leaving.
Yeah, Marvin. Well, he
Coming to
wasn't
the
that
pass.
great, but I mean,
Marvin
they have
Jones
like it's pretty
coming
much
to
just it's literally T.J. Hawkinson, it's Jared Goff, and it's DeAndre Swift. That's their
Hawkinson
team.
Probably
go.
losing
Forget
Jamie
about
Collins,
I
too.
forgot about Hawkins.
That's the entire team. That's the entire
Hawkinson is nice. They got DeAndre Swift. DeAndre Swift's a baller.
That's good to know, Will.
did-
Thank you. Thank you. See, this is the time of the show where you can scream at each other when everybody's already said what they wanted to say.
I'm
It's
kind of
just-
done screaming about
It's
it.
just like, Will, your opinion is as stupid as this whole conversation as a whole.
Would you agree
Like,
that this trade was boom or bust for the Rams?
Of course it's boomer bust.
Okay, and they're gonna bust.
They're not going to
Yes,
bust.
they are.
Matt Stafford is just not good enough to lead them to a Super Bowl.
I'm so sorry he didn't win a playoff game with Matt Patricia as his head coach. I'm
For
so
what,
sorry.
1 year?
You think the
2 years?
Rams could beat
3 years, idiot.
Kyle, you think the Rams could beat the Packers right now?
What, dude, you knew the Packers were going to win the game because, first of all, the Packers were much better this year.
They're going to
Also,
be better next year too.
Jared Goff is not a good He's literally the only reason they lose games. If they had a half-decent
You're
quarterback,
saying with Stafford they could beat the Packers.
yes, they
I don't
could.
think so.
Of course
Bro, you
they
got to look
could.
at the NFC West
Okay.
also next year. It's
Yeah.
Packers
stacked.
are
The
the team we
NFC
gotta
West
avoid.
is
I hope the Niners
Bro,
do too.
either
Healthy
the
Niners.
Seahawks, they're always going to be contending
And
with
the
Russell
Cards.
Wilson.
Okay, the Seahawks are
The
No, they're
49ers
not.
coming
No,
back
they're
with no
not.
The
injuries,
Cards with
maybe
Kyler.
getting Deshaun Watson, and the young developing Cardinals and the Rams
Okay,
with
we
Stafford.
can't
One of
just
those
pretend
teams
that
is
they're gonna
not
not
making the
Seahawks
playoffs.
don't have a good enough team around Russell.
I agree with that.
Seahawks.
Seahawks are
Yeah, and it's crazy to think that the Seahawks could be the last in their division with Russell Wilson.
They're always over. As soon as Wilson takes a step back, a team is going completely downhill.
Kyle, but you do realize if the Niners get an actual
We're
good
saying
quarterback,
it's
that's
a
the
boomer
best team in
bust for
football.
the next
I
like, 1
agree.
or 2 years.
I agree with that. I'm just saying the Rams have a chance to go to the Super Bowl. They have a much.
So do you think Matt Stafford will win the Super Bowl?
I'm not saying he's going to
Do
win
you
the
think?
Super Bowl.
Do you
The
think he's
pri-
gonna win it?
Okay,
Yes or no?
okay, don't stop taking me out of context for a
Yes or no? Do you think he's gonna win it?
This is simple. I'm not saying you're going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Let me. No,
So
you
you're
stop
saying
answering
no.
a question with a question.
So then why is the trade successful if they're not going to win the Super Bowl?
Because it gives them a better chance to at least get there.
And a chance means nothing if they don't win it.
I think 2 first-round picks give them a better chance than Matthew Stafford.
Dude, you guys realize, first of all, they don't care
Lions
about
got
first-round picks. They were
absolutely
that
the best
desperate
they
to get
could
rid of Jared Goff.
Let me
That's
just-
why they
How do you
let me
not
throw-
care about a first round pick?
Let me throw
I don't
something
know.
in.
Go ask the
Do you
Rams.
remember?
I mean,
Do you
they
remember
went
what
a
the
couple
Rams?
years ago.
Do you remember what the Rams gave up to get Jared Goff? Do you remember?
Yeah, those
They
two-
gave those picks to the Titans. What did the Titans do with those
Derrick
picks?
Henry, Corey Davis, Jack Conklin.
And Johnny Smith
Those are 4-star picks.
for Jared Goff. Who won that? Who won it, Kyle?
First-round picks matter.
Nika, they were a terrible team with Jeff Fisher as their head coach. Of
So
course
they
they're gonna
traded
go-
all their draft capital.
What? Okay, did they not go to the Super Bowl a couple years ago?
Well, what happened in that?
With
And what
yeah, I
happened
forgot. Jared Goff sucks so bad. He put up
No,
3
Fine
points.
that year.
Sean McVay got outcoached by Bill, and it wasn't even close.
He didn't get out. Jared
Yes,
Goff.
it was.
Jared
Yes, he
Goff
did.
is
He
just
put
a
up 3
terrible
points.
quarterback. That's what he is.
A team that averages 33 points in the regular season and postseason doesn't just score 3 points in the Super Bowl and
That
doesn't
was a
get outcoached.
historic defensive performance.
Yeah, that was
And it
probably one of the
because
greatest
of
It's
that.
coaches
because
Debatable.
it's because Todd Gurley
You
didn't
give
run.
3 points to the Super
It's
Bowl.
because Todd
You don't
Gurley
give 3
didn't run for
points to the Super
100
Bowl.
yards.
The
That's why
Patrick-
Jared Goff was a terrible player in that
Well,
game.
why do you think he didn't run for 100 yards?
Jared Goff is literally a product of all of his running backs.
I'm not saying
He's-
he isn't. I'm just saying that the reason the one game where the Super Bowl where Sean McVay got, he
I
got
don't know
outcoached.
how you don't think the Rams don't have a better chance of making
Nobody's
it with
arguing
Jared
that.
Goff.
I'm arguing that the trade is boom or bust, and they're not gonna boom.
No one is denying that it's boom or bust.
Okay,
You're agreeing.
and they're not gonna win the Super Bowl. So what makes the trade successful?
When did I say they're going to win the season? You
So
said
what
they
makes
don't
the
have a
trade
better
successful?
chance with
What
Matthew
makes the trade
Stafford.
successful
You
if
said
they're
they
not
didn't
gonna
have a
win the
better
Super Bowl?
chance with Matthew Stafford.
They made this trade to win now, right?
Yeah, they did.
So then, if they're not gonna win the Super Bowl, then how does that help them?
So they made the divisional round with Jared Goff, right?
Okay, and they're
So-
not gonna win the Super Bowl
If
now.
they
And
have a
that's
fully
that.
healthy defense next year.
Can't
They're
beat
not
the
gonna win the
Packers.
Super
Dude,
Bowl.
that's not a
Matt Stafford.
guarantee, Kyle. You can't just be like, okay, Aaron Donald.
Give a healthy Aaron Donald and
You don't
actually
know
give
if
them
he's
a
going to be
chance.
healthy and in the playoffs next year. Those are just like,
Okay, and I can use the same case for the rest of the league
You
too.
could argue they're 4th best
The,
in their
the
division.
Rams are. Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
Yes,
the
you
Rams
could
are.
definitely argue
Unless
that.
San,
Cardinals below them.
unless San
I don't know
Francisco,
if Cardinals are
unless
better.
San Francisco gets a real quarterback, the Rams are winning that
They
division.
don't have the experience. I don't know.
Cardinals
if
didn't
they-
make the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they'll.
They somehow-
Think about it. The Cardinals lost to John Wolford.
The Rams are winning
about it
that
that way.
division
I
unless
don't
the
think-
49ers get an actual quarterback other than Jimmy Garoppolo. Like,
No, 49.
You gotta trade for
Jimmy G.
Deshaun.
I
I want
still
Deshaun
think-
on the Pats, but
Gross team.
Wow, they still made the Super Bowl with Garoppolo as their quarterback last year.
Okay, and he threw 6 passes in playoff games. He literally threw 4 passes against the Vikings. And
yeah, their run
6
game was
against
what
the-
got them there.
Yeah, also,
Their defense.
No,
to be reminded-
Kyle, no,
Okay,
no.
What were you gonna say? What were you gonna say?
4 rushing touchdowns to Raheem Mostert.
Wait, also, Aaron Rodgers' NFC Championship game performance was brilliant. I mean,
Wait, what
0
was
points in the first half again.
What was
I-
Ayush, what was Wikipedia's definition of the NFC Championship game again? It's when the team every year gets to win against the Green Bay Packers in an NFC Championship
No, it's kind
game.
of it's good that the Packers are just considered just a winning franchise, that they always are going to be in that championship game. It's pretty respectful.
They're always gonna lose every.
They're going to be in it. It's all that matters. Sometimes they might win it eventually.
See, the only difference
maybe.
between the team that doesn't make the playoffs and the team that plays in the NFC Championship game is that one team practiced for 3 more weeks. That's the only difference.
I mean, yeah, but then
And they
also
got a worse draft pick. If you don't win the Super Bowl, what you did in the playoffs doesn't matter.
depends what you're going to do the next year. Playoff experience is also a big key.
I thought the Packers should have cashed in this year because I don't think they're going to be that
This
good.
was-
again.
Yeah, they're not winning the division next year. Minnesota, baby.
What?
Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
Rodgers washed up.
Unless
Yes.
Minnesota
The
trades
time is now.
Minnesota trades for
Yes, sir.
Right back to
Minnesota can
Kellerman.
sell a package to trade for Deshaun Watson, then maybe.
No, have you seen their defense? Were we watching that same defense? That defense is
If
worse.
Justin Jefferson, Deshaun Watson, and Adam Thielen with Dalvin Cook in the backfield would be insane.
Oh yeah.
Not what I'm saying. That defense it's going to be a shootout every
It
game.
will
and they're
get
not
better.
gonna win every
Michael
time.
Pierce is going to come back from
Yeah,
opting
they've
out.
had a
That
good
defense
defense
will get
before.
better.
They can do it again.
Yeah, that entire defense is.
Anthony
distributed
Barr will
throughout
be
different
back
places
from
in the
injury.
league.
That team will be better.
Harrison Smith just hands out hit sticks.
Yes, he does.
All right, let's move on from the NFL to our third and last topic of the day. We have prepped a lot about the Super Bowl and the trade. Let's talk a little bit about the Boston Celtics and the NBA. Celtics were able to. They beat the Warriors. What was that? 3 nights ago? Yeah, on Wednesday.
Yeah.
They lost to the Kings, and before that, they lost to the Lakers. So right now, where are they in the East standings?
11
I think they're
9.
fourth.
Fourth in the East. That's what I meant. Yeah. So what are we thinking for the Celtics? Are they gonna make the playoffs? Make a deep playoff push? Make the finals?
Okay, change the question.
How far are the Celtics gonna go?
Okay,
I think
that's the right question.
All right. Thank you, Kyle. You can start.
No, don't come back
no.
to me.
Thank you,
Mine's
Johnny. You
not
can start.
starting.
All right, the Celtics will make the playoffs, but they're not contenders right now until Brad Stevens stops running a 32-man roster. I mean, through the first 5 games of the season, seeing Grant Williams and all these bums out on the court, I was like,
he blows.
I was
doesn't
like,
he?
all right, fair. He's just testing the waters with these players, and we're 20 games into the season, and they're still getting solid minutes, and we're just not going to win a game with that. And we
It's
also
like
need
Kings.
we need Miles Turner, a better shooting interior.
Miles-
Just
Miles-
a-
winning when
just a
Draymond
reminder, we
won
should have
it.
had Miles Turner.
Miles Defender is
But-
good, but he's not going to lock down the best bigs in the league. Like
Yeah, you're right. Daniel Tice is much better.
We need
That's the
someone
answer.
like him that can shoot and
Miles
play
Turner-
interior. D.
I'm saying they need to use the trade exception to get a big who can score
Yeah.
and play defense.
Andre Drummond.
I want Vucevic.
Andre Drummond.
Vucevic is gonna have such a high
Andre
price.
Drummond kills spacing.
No, if we could somehow get Vucevic,
Yeah.
that's a center that can shoot the 3, get around 13, 12 rebounds a game. I mean, I think he would be a good
Let
fit for
Jono finish
offense.
his point.
Yeah,
I want to hear
Jono.
Yeah,
Jono's
I mean
point.
the point's pretty much finished, and
Get roasted, Kyle.
Kemba needs to
man.
step it up, or we're starting Peyton Pritchard over.
I agree.
Seriously.
Kemba's been
We're about to
awful.
start Peyton Pritchard over Kemba Walker.
Give me Pritchard over Kemba.
Yeah.
1 for 13. We don't need that.
Hey, Pritchard's been better than Kemba this year in the games he's played.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Kemba's also been injured. Kemba hasn't
Pritchard
played
hit
much.
that game winner against Miami earlier in this
Yeah,
year, too.
that was a layup, and it was a
Still,
putback.
it's a game winner.
Okay, Mason, what do you think?
I'm very disappointed on the stretch that the Celtics have had over the last 2 or 3 weeks. We started off the year hot. The year looked very, very promising. I don't know what happened. Like he started playing Tremont Waters, Semi Ojeleye.
Javante Green.
Why is Tremont Waters playing? Like he should be in the main Red Claws like
Yeah.
all year.
Sure.
With Taco.
My
Make-
favorite thing is seeing Javante Green and Semi Ojeleye on the court with 4 minutes left in a close game.
Oh, I
See,
love
the
it.
funny
It's
thing
awesome.
is, it's like
I love
it's
it.
just awesome.
literally
So great.
these guys like Green and Ojeley are literally like trying to like put up a million threes a
They
game.
shouldn't be on an NBA roster.
Dude, they're literally on the
They should be
roster.
getting minutes in crunch time.
Well, they are on the roster to play defense, and they just never do it.
Javante Green doesn't even
Semi
play
Ojeleye's
defense.
on the team to be the Giannis stopper.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
not to
never
mention he
stopped
tried to
Giannis.
posterize someone on the Kings to get a game-winning. Like, what are you doing?
Javante Green should not have taken taking that shot. Semi Ojeleye is only on the team because of Giannis, and he doesn't even guard Giannis when he's playing.
and Giannis still drops 40 every game he plays.
Like Marcus Smart's probably your best chance at stopping Giannis at this
When
point.
the clock goes in within 2 minutes, Marcus Smart thinks he's prime Reggie Miller. He just pops up every single shot.
That's actually a really good comparison right now, I'm not gonna lie.
Exactly.
Marcus Smart looks like he's basically
Shadow
Steph
finally
Curry.
agrees with me on Smart.
Marcus Smart either plays like Steph Curry or Shaquille O'Neal shooting a three-pointer. There's nothing in the middle. There's nothing in the middle.
But he's also the best defender and playmaker on the Celtics.
I
So.
want him to get traded so bad.
Alright, Will, what do you think?
Marcus Smart's one of the most keyest players on our team.
Well, what do you
So
think? What do you think of the
stupid,
Celtics right now?
Celtics aren't going anywhere till they use that trade exception to get a big who can score and defend. And I think right now, I think they're maybe an Eastern Conference Finals bounce. They're definitely not going to the finals as it is now.
I thought their best shot to make the finals was last year. In the
Same.
bubble.
And they blew it.
That is a great point. Kyle, what do you think?
Like Mason said, it like they're the stretch they've been on. I don't know what they've lost now, but it's pretty disheartening. I mean, like really the only promising things in this team right now are Jalen and Jason.
And Pritchard.
Like if,
I think Jalen and Jason should both take 40 shots.
Highest scoring duo in the league right now, I'm pretty sure.
It doesn't help with Kemba Walker.
Yeah.
It doesn't help with Kemba. It's like
Put up like
just
27,
taking
27.
shots from
What was
those
he against the
two.
Lakers? 1 for 13.
Literally 1 for 13, just taking shots from both of those guys.
I
And,
would
like,
love to see them make a trade for a 4 who can score. I would love Harrison Barnes on the team. I think that would be a good addition.
I actually like
okay,
Harrison
Dude, this
Okay.
is okay. Let me finish my point.
Who do you see playing power forward in crunch time?
No,
Javante
but
Green? Semi
Harrison Barnes, what
Ojeleye?
is
Jonas
Harrison
Green.
Barnes' contract? Wasn't
Semi
he-
You
Ojeleye?
could throw in there.
Okay, can I finish? Can I finish?
So
my
if we
point?
get Harrison Barnes,
Bring back Kelly
Semi
Olynyk.
Ojeleye is not getting more crunch
Yeah,
time.
God, no.
That's the solution. We got to get a big who can score and defend, and we got to get a
Or bring
big,
back Yabusele.
Yeah,
I like that.
We should have pulled the trigger on Christian Wood when he went. I don't know what the Pistons were doing with
Seriously,
him.
this
Should've pulled the
team
trigger on
is
James
not going
Harden.
anywhere until we get a big man. When Brad Stevens stops having an affair with Daniel Tice.
Don't even get started on Danny Ainge. Brad
Oh
Stevens
my!
isn't even the
What
problem.
is
It's
wrong
Danny
with
Ainge.
Danny Ainge? Honest to God.
You're blaming Brad Stevens for Daniel Tice? Oh, just back up 3 steps and go to
Stop
both of
playing
them.
Daniel Tice. He sucks.
Start
He
talking
blows.
about
Sean last week said Brad Stevens
No,
coach of the
seriously,
year.
like
Yeah.
it's not even a joke anymore. at
Nobody
this
else
point.
coaches in the NBA
Like,
apparently. That's
Give Taco Fall a chance. Honest to God, the big
Oh, yeah,
men,
Sean said that, so-
the
Robert
big
Williams
men
is
on
a
this
good
team are so bad that you should give Taco a chance.
I
At
think
least,
Rob
I think
Williams
Rob
should
Williams.
start,
Bob
Dude.
Williams is easily our best
okay,
rim
well the
protector.
reality
He
is
doesn't play.
again Brad Stevens is having an affair with Daniel Tice, and the reality is Robert Williams never gets in. He should be playing, but he doesn't get minutes.
He's been hurt.
Yeah.
a lot.
Every time he comes in, he actually does something
He
pretty
does
good.
not- He doesn't stress the
Unlike
floor,
Daniel
but-
Tice, who brings nothing to the team. Like, literally, Bam Adebayo doubled his averages last year in the Eastern Conference Finals against the freaking Celtics, and that's probably why we lost the series.
Adebayo's one of the top centers in the
I
league.
don't know how Danny Ainge has...
That's the point.
That's
We
the
need
point.
a guy who
Daniel
can
Tice is
defend
one of
it.
the worst
That's
centers
the
in the
point.
Yeah.
That's the point. We need to trade for a big who can defend it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why we got
Danny Ainge,
Tristan Thompson.
So many
That didn't
years
work.
has just
Tristan
ignored
Thompson's
the
actually been
importance.
playing great
Andre
basketball.
Drummond gets traded for a backup center and a backup point guard to the Cavs, and Jared Allen goes for Dante Exum in a second. We could have traded like Jeff Teague in a second for Jared Allen. He's
Yeah.
22, a young good defender. Like, I don't know why we're not getting involved in trades
It's
like
just
this.
ridiculous how long Danny Ainge just ignored the importance of a big man. It just won't get it.
We
And
still
they
don't
just
have
get-
a
Yeah, I also don't see why we draft like Romeo Langford and Aaron Neesmith.
Like, how about
however
you
say his
like,
last
hey,
name.
Horder Danny? How
They
about
don't
you
even-
trade some of those
Romeo.
picks?
They don't even
Where's
play.
Romeo?
We're playing our third round or second round picks over our first round
They're
picks.
literally like you can't even tell me. Oh, Peyton Pritchard's a shot at the stars. Okay, like he's
I thought
Devontae
Peyton Pritchard was a
Green,
great
Trevor
draft
Water
pick,
should
but
not be playing over
Neesmith-
Aaron Neesmith.
seriously like we need all those picks so we can stack the bench on the Red Claws. Like because that's more important than getting an actual big man to contend for the NBA championship.
Yeah.
We should have had Miles Turner, who, not only leading the lead in blocks, but also leading the league in contested shots, according to NBA advanced stats. Like, no, we could have had that guy, but no, we had to have Oladipo, Doug McDermott, and Miles Turner for just Gordon. I had to have all three of those guys, and now we're stuck with Daniel Tice.
TJ
And
Warren.
Tristan Thompson, who's been and seriously, I was so wrong about Tristan Thompson. He's been a bust.
Tristan Thompson's been fine. Tristan Thompson actually had two great games.
He's been he's a
Tristan Thompson
disappointment.
just had 2 great
17 and
games. in a
He's a
row.
workhorse.
Okay,
but other than
he's
that,
had a good.
Okay.
Okay, but can he do that for a consistent?
he's had his
amount
fair
of
share of
time?
games, but
Kyle.
he's not consistent.
Kyle, would you agree that our problem is defending the best big men in the league? Do you agree that
Our problem right now is defense all over.
not-
They can't defend anything.
Do you agree
that's
that our
not
problem is
true.
not
Yes,
being
it
able to
is.
guard?
You can score
it's-
however whatever you want on
We
the
should
team
have
right
beaten the
now.
Lakers
Guys,
if Robert
Jason
Williams and Daniel
Jason
Tyson
and
scored in their own
Guys,
basket.
Would you agree that our problem is that we can't guard Joel Embiid, we can't guard Bam
That's
Adebayo?
exactly our problem.
Okay.
And Giannis.
Dude,
No,
it's
Joel
not-
Embiid, what did you just drop on us?
we're fine
42 with
against
Yeah, I'm
20 or
scared of the
something?
Sixers and the Yoffs.
It's
They haven't beat.
Okay,
Okay,
we've never
so-
been able to stop Embiid, and we've always
Yeah.
beat them. Like, it
Exactly.
doesn't matter at this point.
It's going to be really hard to beat them this year. They're a better team than us.
That's what that was
if
Steph
Ben Simmons
Curry
still sucks.
and Ben Simmons.
We have the
started
worst
this
bench unit in the league. We have a really good duo, but we have absolutely nothing around them.
No.
And
Kemba needs to get going. I don't know what's up with him.
Yeah, he can get going on the team or get going on a plane to another team.
And
One of
also,
the two.
Kemba is just a complete defensive
now,
liability.
do you think if we traded for Miles Turner, he would be able to guard Joel Embiid?
I
I'm
think
not
you have a
saying he
better
would be
chance.
able to.
Ah,
but he
then
would-
that's our
no,
problem.
no.
So how are we going to beat the Sixers if we can't guard Joel Embiid or
he
Ben
would,
Adebayo?
he would at least contain him. And second of like,
Yes.
Would- I don't
Yes,
think he
yes,
would.
he would.
I get he has a better chance than Daniel Tice. He
Yeah,
would-
but remember, I'm not talking overall, just compared to what we have
what
now.
What does it matter at this point that we can't stop
But-
Embiid? What did he average last year and against us in the playoffs? He averaged like almost 40, and they lost in 4 games.
I think our
It's-
problem against the 76ers this year was
and
Tatum
we
wasn't
lost to
playing.
Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, because they just got hot at the right time, and Bam like. The Miami Heat were a better team last year. While Ben Simmons, who just hasn't improved anything of his game.
I don't think the Heat were more talented than the
I don't
Celtics.
think we need to
they were
stop
more
Bam.
No, they
talented.
weren't more talented. No, I'm saying the Heat were better than the Sixers.
We need to
Who
stop
do you
Bam's
think
pick
is
and
better,
roll.
Jason Tatum or Jimmy Butler?
Tatum all day.
I agree.
I'm not-
Who do
I'm
you
not-
think is better, Jalen Brown or Jimmy Butler?
Jalen Brown.
Jimmy Butler.
Brown.
I would
Brown.
take
This
Butler.
year,
Jimmy
Jim.
Butler.
I would take Butler.
Brown
But
as of now.
Jalen Brown's been a
Are
baller.
we talking about
He's been
right
playing-
now?
Yeah, recently, yeah, but not overall in his career.
Are we talking about right now or like an aspect of like
Jimmy
Right
Butler
now,
on the
Jalen
Bulls
Brown's
is good.
better.
Good.
Right
right now
Different.
Brown is obviously
I
better.
have his jersey.
Thank you for letting me know. I'll make sure we do a segment for that. But before we end the show, I wanted to ask another question about the Celtics. What teams in the East can beat them in the playoffs? What teams are better than them?
The Nets.
Everybody.
The Bucks.
Okay, Kyle, you can't say that.
As of right now, the Sixers.
Okay, so list them all out.
no.
List all the teams out.
Sixers are a better
Sixers
team.
and
I think
Bucks.
right now, the Bucks, the Heat, and the Sixers can all beat them in the playoffs.
How about the Raptors?
And the Nets.
The Heat-
I don't think
Oh,
the Nets-
what about KD, Kawhi, and
the Nets
KD?
can.
Yeah,
The Nets
Kyrie.
can.
Nets and Bucks are
I don't
obvious.
think the Heat can.
Another
beat them.
big problem is
I think
Jalen
he's
Brown and
here.
Jason Tatum have too many possessions where
But
they
aren't the
stand in the
Heat
corner and
7
don't
and
do
14?
anything.
Yeah, they are. They're 7 and 14.
The Heat have so much depth. Like
The
we
Heat are
just don't have
not,
depth.
dude. They were a fluke last year.
That
what
was not a
happened-
fluke.
It was a fluke.
was not
Why
a
are they
fluke.
7 and 14
Because
right
Jimmy
now?
Butler's played 4 games.
It doesn't matter. They
What do you mean it
The
doesn't
best
matter?
player on your
That's a
team
good
plays
point.
4 games.
That's
Oh,
a
it
good
doesn't
point.
matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Okay, Jimmy Butler on the playoffs last year wasn't like. It's not like he was dropping 30 points a
He was the
game.
leader.
Yes, he
He's
was.
Is the same. The reason that the Heat made it that far is the same reason CP3 made the Thunder that good.
Yes, I
Because
agree.
of his leadership.
Jimmy
They almost beat the Rockets in the second
even,
round. They
even
shut
if
up.
Butler's injured, he's that big of an importance that they're 7 and 14.
Yes.
Yeah.
So are you telling me Jimmy Butler just carried them to the finals?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God!
I
You
think-
actually.
No, but
With,
Jimmy Butler
with
didn't
Jimmy,
carry them to
with
the finals,
Jimmy,
he led.
I don't think they're like a top seed in like top 3 seed in the East, or I mean top 3 seed right now is only like just above 500.
The point
I
is the
think.
Heat are not going anywhere. The two teams that can beat the Celtics are the Bucks and the Nets,
Not
and
the
that's
Bucks.
it. Yes, the
Not the Bucks?
not the.
How are you gonna stop Chris Middleton? How are you gonna stop Chris Middleton?
We just beat them
Ayush.
without Kemba. Like, I mean,
We got a rookie. We got a rookie game winner.
are you
Chris
kidding
Middleton's
me?
gonna,
No,
he's gonna
Middleton's
put 40
nasty.
every
What is he
single
average?
time.
Like,
Oh
Every
my
time.
God! Oh my God!
He's on my
Ayush,
fantasy
Chris
stop it.
Middleton's a problem.
I just go argue with everybody else.
No.
It's you versus everybody. Go ahead.
Chris
Stop
Middleton
it.
is a problem, but Giannis has not been the main reason we lose to the Bucks. It's basically Chris
Who
Middleton.
defends Drew Holiday?
Okay, Drew Holiday's not going to be the
Smart.
reason we lose.
Drew Holiday's pretty good.
He's not. He's
Okay.
not.
He's been really good for them
Offensive
lately.
offense.
Drew- He's been on a hot streak.
So are we putting Tatum on Giannis?
I would put Tatum on Giannis.
Okay,
yeah.
so Jalen Brown and Chris Middleton.
Yeah, and then Smart
on
yeah.
and Smart on
Those
Drew
are decent
Holiday?
matchups. I would call those.
Giannis would kill us. Chris Middleton would kill us.
Both of them will always kill us.
I don't think they're going to stop Tatum and Brown that much
Depends
either.
on the supporting cast, which we just don't have. So
I mean, as
Exactly.
long as they stop from Giannis
They
from
have
going to
a
the
supporting
paint,
cast.
Also,
it's
the
pretty
Bucks
much
bench
ineffective.
is so much better than the Celtics bench, and like
The Bucks team is built so perfectly for Giannis' success. He has so much shooting around him.
Once the playoffs come around, Giannis is just not the same player.
that's just
Okay,
not-
and guess who is? It's James Harden. Well, James Harden actually sucks. Kevin Durant in the playoffs.
Oh, no,
Actually,
I'm not. The Nets definitely have a chance.
Well,
of being
is
access
Kevin
to
Durant the same player, or is he just?
He won the MVP. I mean, he won the finals
Or
twice.
is he a function of the super team that he was on?
He's not a function of the super team,
Well,
bro. He
Kevin
was
Durant
I'm
is
saying
the super
the
team.
super team.
No, you can't say that.
I'm not saying he's only that.
The Warriors
saying-
needed
just said
KD to
Kevin
win
Durant's
those
a super team.
championships.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did, Ayush.
They definitely
The only
did.
reason they
No,
won
the
in
Warriors,
2016 was because
yeah.
Andrew Bogut got injured and Draymond Green got suspended.
You know why they won the year before? Because they were playing LeBron without Kyrie and Kevin
only
Love.
reason that the Cavs
I
won was-
can't believe
oh
I'm
my
defending
God.
LeBron, but LeBron wins that championship if he has both of those players, and they blow a 3-1 lead. That was the team they were. Then they get KD, and all of a sudden they win 2 straight championships. Kevin Durant
It
was.
also helps me have Draymond Green for the whole finals.
Yeah,
It
Kevin
doesn't
Durant
matter. They
was-
had 2 more chances to win the series, including
Okay,
Game 7
so
at home.
Kyle, where were they before Kevin Durant got there? In the finals? 1 game away from winning?
Yeah,
So they
73
needed
and a
Kevin
half.
Durant that badly.
okay, so hold up a second.
The main
Hold
reason
on.
they got Kevin
Isn't-
Durant was to
isn't-
eliminate
you
Oklahoma.
just went-
Let him talk. I want to hear what stupid stuff he has to say.
Yeah.
Oh, what's stupid?
I get 100% gonna be stupid.
That's just whatever. The point is that's just foolish. Kevin Durant was the reason they won those championships.
The only reason they got Kevin Durant was to eliminate the Thunder as a threat.
They couldn't beat LeBron James until they got Kevin
Oh.
Durant. They couldn't. I hate to say.
LeBron's not even the.
I hate LeBron. Dude, they beat him.
Without Kyrie and Kevin Love. He's saying
with Matthew Dellavedova as a second best player.
Hey, Curry,
that's
yeah,
really,
he's the Curry stopper. He's saying without, if the Cavs had their normal team, which they did when the Warriors did beat them with Kevin Durant, without them, they wouldn't have beat them. If that makes any sense.
the only
Okay,
reason
but they
is
didn't need Kevin Durant.
yes, they did.
But they didn't. They had a
needed
2-time
KD.
MVP and they had Klay Thompson.
It's
And
Draymond
Draymond Green.
And Andre Iguodala won the first
Is that why
MVP in the finals.
Draymond Green was
my
combined?
good
Kyle. Andrew Bogut
So
doesn't get
Kyle's
injured
new
and
name,
Draymond
by the
Green
way, is
doesn't get
Max
suspended.
Kellerman.
The
We're putting
Warriors
it
win
under
in
his
6
timeline.
Seriously, you know what Draymond Green did after Game 7? You know what he does? He goes crying into the parking lot. Oh, it's Kevin Durant. We need you to come to Golden State.
Wait, that was Kevin. He can't pick up the phone. Look, it's Kevin.
They didn't need Kevin Durant.
We need Kevin Durant.
They didn't need Kevin Durant.
Yes, they did.
They were 1 game away.
Yeah, and they lost. That's the
were
point.
one
They
game
lost.
away.
That's the point. They
They
lost the
didn't
game.
need
Just like
the
you said about the
former
Rams
MVP.
earlier. They lost
didn't
the
need
game.
him.
The only reason they lost is because Kyrie Irving had a ridiculous shot to win the game.
No, it's because LeBron
not.
Kevin
No,
Durant
no,
was a
no.
luxury. They
That
were the
block was not the
furthest
reason.
thing from needing Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant should have gone to the
If it wasn't for that block by LeBron James when they came back 3-1 and that dagger by Kyrie, the Warriors would
It wasn't for Draymond Green's suspension.
Yeah, maybe.
Andrew Warriors probably won that
Yeah,
series.
speaking of your the Mr. 2-time MVP Steph Curry, did you see him in that Game 7? What was he? 7 for 26 from the court. How's that? Is that good? 7 for 26.
I'm not saying that they would have easily won the
That's good.
finals.
You
I'm
wanna-
saying that they didn't need Kevin Durant.
Okay, you want to talk about another player who isn't the same when it gets to the playoffs? It's Steph Curry. Look at his playoff numbers. He's never the same player when it comes to the playoffs. Never. Never.
Steph Curry deserved Iguodala's Finals MVP.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, 100%.
100%.
Yeah, 100% he deserves that.
A big deal. It doesn't matter. They literally won with Matthew Dellavedova as LeBron's second best player. That's a default championship.
Hey,
That's-
don't disrespect the Henny God like that.
All right, well, Kyle, at the same time, in 2007, LeBron made the finals, and who was his supporting cast back then against the
Dradas
That's the most
Ilgauskas.
overrated finals
No
win of
will.
all time.
Okay, he still won the
It's the
entire
most
Eastern
over-
Conference.
Against two. The
Okay, but
Pistons
who-
didn't have
okay,
Ben
but who-
Wallace,
who
their
was-
only All-Star, and Tayshaun Prince, the only guy who could guard LeBron on that team. Like,
Okay,
what do
but
you
who
want
was
that
better,
Suns-
the 2007 Spurs or the Warriors from 14?
What? What was the question?
Who was better, the
2014 Warriors?
Spurs in their prime or the Warriors in 2014?
2014 Warriors didn't
The
even...
Are you
73
kidding
and 9
me?
Warriors.
Are you
I'm
kidding
talking
me?
about the first year Warriors.
I think that was 2015.
You said their
They
prime.
played the
Kevin Durant
first
was on
year
that
they played
team.
the Warriors. I think they were 73 and 9.
No, they were they weren't 73 and 9. That was the second year. when
73 and 9 they
won the
lost.
league.
Yeah, they lost the year they won.
But
7.
Prime Warriors is like the best team of all time
Yeah, with
I think
KD.
96 Bulls haven't beat them. But
with KD.
Yeah.
with KD, it's close.
It's
But-
close.
Michael Jordan, Dennis
It's
Rodman,
MJ.
Pippen, but that's for a different day. We're
I'll
not
take
doing that
MJ
debate
over
right now.
anybody.
It's clear that the Warriors needed KD to win those because they did. They
did.
wouldn't have won the first championship if it weren't for Kyrie and Kevin Love getting injured. It's a fact.
How do you know that?
It's a pretty sad statement how it took them 6 games to
I
beat
think
that
I think
team.
he's right. I think he's definitely right about that. I think Kyrie was putting up what 26 a game that year.
Something like
Something
that.
like that.
Kyrie was
Seriously,
disgusting.
it's a sad statement how it took them 6 games to beat that team with literally just LeBron. It's a sad
It's a
statement.
sad statement that the Lakers needed 6 to beat the Heat last year because
Yeah, I agree with you. It was a sad statement. I agree with that.
All right. Well, I think we had a lot of screaming today on this show. It was a fun show. I'll give you that. Thank you for our guests for coming out. Mason, Will, Jono, thank you for you guys for coming out. just for the audience out there, before I send it away, next week, stay tuned. We will be doing a giveaway. So a little prize for our audience members, for our loyal audience members at home. So it's going to be sponsored by Calpucci, of course.
Yay, guys!
So
Let's go, boys.
Hey, to be first, just so you know about it, first to enter. Email info@dsctv.com. No, but not this week. That's going to be next week. But email them right now for any suggestions, any jerseys you want to see in the back. I mean, I think these three did a good job as guests, but maybe you want to kick them out and get new guests in. You never know. So let us know what you guys want us to do in
He's
future
for sure
shows.
never coming back.
Nah, Will can come
It's just,
back.
I'm just kidding, Will.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. We know we will, and we know we will be screaming next week on Friday.
Tampa.
And the Rams are not Super Bowl contenders.
We will be back here for
Tampa's gonna win
episode
it all.
16. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm your host, Mika Gat. We'll see you back here next Friday. Thank you, everybody. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of Unpopular Opinion. I'm your host,